Today, we talk about...
Oh, I got it.
All right, let's compare all three. Actually, let's do a grand reveal. Let's go this way. Oh, whoops, almost knocked it over. Squeeze through here. Squeeze through here. Subtle flex, subtle flex. Bop, bop. Got him. We reorganized. Video coming soon on a whole collection vid, but y'all already know what it is. Bruh. Let's grab one of each, shall we? So let's do one and a one and a one. All right. So if we were to show these off, this was the original pair released in 2017 with the original The 10. Followed thereafter by the very last release of The 10, which was the Desert Ore and the Black. So, a lot of differences to compare between them, so I get it. Main thing here, this came with a lot more lace options. This had the green, the black, came with the white in it, and in this case, orange, which I did for one pair, and I left the other pair with white. I just felt like it had a super clean look like that. Hey, yo. With the rest of its family, am I right? What up, Yeezy? Family member as well in some respects, a cousin perhaps? Anyway, main thing with this, and I just discussed this in the main unboxing of these, if you want to check that out in a recent video. But the interesting thing with this is it has a lot more character than these two, and it came first, so it was probably thought out a lot harder than these two were, which is probably why it reflects in its resale price a little bit as well. So main thing here, red stitching, red swoosh on the tongue with a more yellowed off-white tongue. Other main thing to note here, the clear midsole and outsole versus the fully colored in here. And the amazing thing about that is not only do you get this interesting added layer to the shoe in terms of the pattern here, as opposed to say this, which is all uniform. And same thing here, but also, if you look at the back, you get the little Phylon writing to notify you of the midsole material, or the cushioning material, I suppose. Whereas here, you don't get that, obviously. And here, you also don't get that, obviously. You get a black air bubble there, desert ore air bubble there, and a clearish air bubble there, or I guess off-white as well. All three of them have the same, similar Nike The 10 insole. This, though, seems to have a lot more fraying and deconstruction to it, which obviously would be on theme with it coming first, the exposed tongue and whatnot, but you see a ton of fraying on this cuppage. Here, you still see the exposed, but also it's a lot less frayed than this is. You can see a lot more of the fine hairs on these issues. This one, probably the least of them all, seems the most uniform. Other main difference is, as I had mentioned before when we had the dedicated unboxing for these, the very last pair to come from the pack of the 10, which we also had a dedicated history video on. With these, Virgil has said he's obsessed with a black sneaker with a white swoosh and white laces, and hence I had to switch out the black laces to go with this classic look that he described as his favorite for the very last pair. He said most of these silhouettes that came towards the end with new colorways, all of them came with this option of black, white, white. So I had to do it to him, and that's the other special thing with this pair right here. This one though, Lord have mercy, man. This mango swoosh, and I mentioned these mango laces. Again, this lighting is not ideal to kind of show it off, but in pictures and in other forums where I've seen this, this is just nasty. You see the difference in the material in this swoosh on this side compared to this side, and this kind of gives you those reminiscings of the All Hallows Eve, which may be one of my top, definitely in the top three of my favorite off-white models and colorways. We see the slight difference in the colors of not only the swooshes, but the laces as well. So, and of course, that being a high top, I have a soft spot for high tops. These, though, felt a lot more wearable for springtime. So that's the nice thing about this. And I gotta say, man, as I had mentioned, the 90 is not a very great colorway to see a lot of good, the 90 is not a great silhouette to see a lot of good colorways come out of it, as opposed to, say, the Air Max 1, which I have a bunch of colorways for, but it is what it is. So that's the other thing here. Now, the other thing I noticed is you see the more uniformity of the colorways of these last two pairs in terms of the stripage here and here, whereas with the OG, you get a lot more contrast with black. So that was another thing that was a little jarring for me when I first saw the sneaker and made me shy away from it, but it is what it is. Here, obviously, orange stitching and orange boppity swoosh with an orange little tab there. Here you get the teal, but sticks with the orange theme and the orange boppage there. But otherwise, everything else is pretty uniform with these two pairs compared to the OG. And I think all of them came with this underneath writing. Yep. So this, in this case, we get black lettering, whereas this one, is it white? I would guess it's white. Yep. So I'm guessing this is going to say 17 and not 18. Yep. Summer 17? I don't know. Men's running shoe 937. Air Max. I don't know what the 937 is, but this is a, it came in sizes 9 to 12 and a half. I guess that's what that's saying. This come in different sizes, 9 to 12 and a half. No. 747, men's running. HO18, something released in 2018, right? Well, no, weren't these released in 2019? Oh, maybe they were produced in 2018. That's probably why. It is what it is. So yeah, here you get the white, the black contrast, and the white writing. Here you get black writing, and here you get black writing. And here again, a lot more exposed, deconstructed themes, a lot more layers to the suede panelings, a lot different colors going on here, which mixes very nicely together as opposed to the uniform black over here and uniform desert or tan canvas over here, although this is a slightly different shade, so that's kind of cute. So there you go, that's the comparison, baby. True to size for all of them, and I gotta say, if I had to pick a favorite, because people are gonna ask me, you know, originally it was the blacks because it was the last of the 10, kind of give you a nice sayonara to the whole line. But then the Desert Ore really caught my attention. I couldn't pass it up. Although I still think I prefer the black over that Desert Ore for sure. And I hate to say it, I hated it. But now I'm really starting to love that OG clearish one. But the problem with that one is I feel like it's going to age the quickest. So that's, I guess, a con. But for now, I'm sticking at the top, man. Came first, has a lot more layers to it, a lot more character to it, a lot more exposed, and digging it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one. We out. Bye.